A very warm and cordial welcome to this International Congress on Ayurveda, ladies and gentlemen. It is the largest Ayurveda Congress which has ever been held here in the Western world. My name is Ulrich Baufer, and together with Lothar Pirz, who is a great pioneer of Ayurveda here in the West, I have the pleasure and privilege to guide you through this first session of this Congress. It is a great joy to have in our midst outstanding Ayurvedic experts from around the world who will address us during this conference. We feel especially honored to welcome the patron of this Congress, Maharaj Adiraj Rajaram, Dr. Tony Nader. The presidents of the Congress, Dr. Devendra Diguna, who is the president of the All India Ayurveda Congress, Professor Dr. Subhash Ranade, chairman of the International Academy of Ayurveda in Pune, Dr. Rainer Picher, who is the chairman of the International Maharishi Ayurveda Foundation, His Excellency the Ambassador Rajesh Nandan Prasad, and the First Secretary Satish Sharma. We welcome the Mayor of Rhode Monique de Boer-Bertra, and her two eldermen. From the Ministry of Ayush, the Government of India, Mr. Anurag Srivastav, who is the Joint Secretary, Dr. Manoj Nesari, who is the advisor, and Dr. Trigula Saked Ram, who is a research officer there. We also welcome members of the press, the leaders of Maharishi's worldwide movement, and all delegates from over 50 countries. By tradition, assemblies of Ayurveda are inaugurated with a celebration. Let's start with our celebration, and may I ask Maharaj and Dr. Trigunaji to inaugurate this Congress by garlanding Lord Dhanvantari and Maharishi. May I now request Professor Ranade to chant the Dhanvantari Shloka.
Om Shankham Chakram Jalaukam Dadatam Mrudagatam Charudorbhishchaturбhi Sukshma Swachhatirudyam Shukaparivilasam Maulimam Bhojanetram Kalam Bodhojvalangam Katitatavilasascharupitambaradhyam Vande Dhanvantarim Tam Nikhilagavana Pravudhadavagnililam Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
And may I now request the Vedic Pandits to recite the Vedic hymns.
Shri Ganesaya Namaha Shri Saraswatyai Namaha Shri Veda Purusaya Namaha श्री सविता सूर्यनारायणाय नमः श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धसरवाः स्वस्ति नः पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्टानेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु विश्वानि देवा सवितर्दुरिता निपरासुव जदभद्रान्तान्न आसुव तच्चक्षुर्देवहितां पुरस्ताच्छुकरमुच्चारत पश्येमासारदाः सताञ्जीवेमासारदाः सतग्गो श्रेणुयामासारदाः सतां पब्रवामासारदाः सतामदीनाः स्यामासारदाः सतां भूयश्च सारदाः सतात सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् ॐ शान्तिः 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 हरिः ॐ
Now we have to light the lamp of this Congress, and may I ask Maharaj and the three presidents and the representatives of Ayush to light the lamp. सर्वमङ्गलमाङ्गल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थसाधिके शरण्ये त्र्यम्बके गौरी नारायणि नमोऽस्तुते हरिः ॐ Mankind owes it to Lord Dhanvantari that we know about Ayurveda, and we in the Western world owe it to Maharishi. Not only that we know about it, but that we know about it in a complete and comprehensive way. What does that mean? I do not tell you anything spectacular when I say that Ayurveda is the knowledge or the science of life, or the science of lifespan, and of how to transform a short into a long lifespan. But perhaps for some of you it is new to hear that in his view of Ayurveda, Maharishi interpreted the term in a particular way. When dealing with Ayurveda, for centuries the focus lied on Ayus. What Maharishi did was simply to shift this focus. His concern was not primarily the aspect of Ayus, but rather the aspect of Ved, because Ved is the basis of Ayus. Ayus originates from Ved. It is knowledge that makes life. The question now is, where in Ayus do we find the Ved? Ayus, or life, is made out of relationships, and therefore Maharishi said that Ayurveda is the science of relationships. This immediately creates a new perspective, because what do we find in the relationship between two things? What is there in the relationship between you and me, between this pen and the ground? What is the stuff out of which relationships are made? Surprisingly, this stuff is nothing. There is pure emptiness between this pen and the ground. Relationships are made out of nothing. They are characterized by nothingness. Yet, that which appears to be nothing glues everything together. If we would say that Ayurveda is the science or the knowledge of nothingness, we mean that it is the knowledge of the glue of everything. When we look for the Veda in Ayus, we find it in nothingness, in the relationship of cells, tissues, organs, or elementary particles, atoms and molecules, of human beings, of man with his environment, of everything with everything else, in the relationship between Ved and Ayus. Perhaps to some of you it might sound a little strange what I say, and therefore it would be good to start this conference by listening to Maharishi himself, how he defines and explains Ayurveda, and then afterwards to hear from an extraordinary scientist who is the patron of this Congress and who is able to explain to you the relationship between Ved and Ayus more profoundly, because he's the one who has discovered everything in nothing, the whole structure of the entire human physiology in the abstract, eternal fabrics of the Ved. But first, let us listen to Maharishi.